Hey everyone, and welcome to ChineseSkill Unit 15. In this unit we're going to talk about shopping. We'll learn how to ask about price and how items are sold, as well as talk about Chinese currency and learn a few more pronouns. So let's begin with the basics of currency. Chinese currency is called RMB, the people's currency, or RMB for short. The basic unit is called yuan, and $1 is equal to about 6.5 yuan. Yuan is used in written Chinese. For example, price tags in grocery stores will look like this. 6 yuan means 6 yuan, or 20 yuan means 20 yuan. In spoken Chinese, we use kuai instead of yuan. So if you're buying something in China, you'll hear the seller use kuai with their prices. For example, 6 kuai, it means 6 yuan, or 20 kuai, it means 20 yuan. To ask about the price of an item in Chinese, you can say the name of that item and then add 多少钱 at the end. For example, 香蕉多少钱? How much are the bananas? 多少 means how much or how many, and 钱 is the word for money. 多少钱? How much money? So how would you ask, how much are the apples? 苹果多少钱? 苹果多少钱? How much are the apples? Good job. I do want to mention here the other question word that we've learned from previous units for how many or how much. 几 can also be used to ask for the price of items. We can say 几块钱. But 几块钱 is usually used when asking for the prices of cheaper items, whereas more expensive items like a computer, we will always use 多少钱. And I personally just like to default to using 多少钱. Back when I used to live in China, I would often go to local markets for the majority of my meat, vegetable, and fruit shopping. And similar to America, these types of items are priced based on weight. So the question, 这个多少钱? How much is this? Will only get you halfway there. Jin is the most common unit of weight in China, and 一斤 is equal to 500 grams. Typically, items like eggs, fruit, or meat are sold and priced per 500 grams, or 一斤. Do you still remember how to ask, how much are the bananas? 香蕉多少钱? To ask how much the bananas are per 一斤, you just add 一斤 to the end of the question. 香蕉多少钱? 一斤. How much are the bananas per 斤? And you'll typically hear a response like this. 香蕉10块一斤. The bananas are 10 yuan a斤. Once we've asked for the price, gotten the response, and decided that the price is reasonable, we can follow up by saying something like 我要2斤香蕉. I would like 2 斤 of bananas. And taking this one step further, when buying more than one item, in English, when you're being rung up for your final price, it's common to hear something like, altogether, these will be, and then the final cost. Altogether in Chinese is 一共, and 一共多少钱 means altogether how much. So say we want to buy bananas and strawberries, 1 斤 of each. We can say 我要1斤香蕉和1斤草莓. I would like 1 斤 of bananas and 1 斤 of strawberries. Then we can follow up with a question about the total price. 这些一共多少钱? These all together are how much? 这 in Chinese we know means this, and 这些 is the word for these. Similarly, we know 那 means that. So can you guess how to say those? 那些 Good. So let's practice a bit here with these and those, and a few new fruit names. 那些西瓜 Those watermelons. 这些葡萄 These grapes. 那些水果 Those fruits. The last thing I want to talk about here is rather difficult. Up until now, we've learned the number 1, E, uses the first tone, but in some situations, the tone will actually change. When E comes at the end of a word, however, it always uses the first tone, like in the number 11, 11, and Monday, 星期一, But when it comes before a fourth tone character, E's tone will change to a second tone. For example, 一共 for altogether, 一共. Here, the tone for E changes to a second tone because 共 is a fourth tone character. The same thing happens when using the measure word 个, 一个 for one of something, 一个. Lastly, when followed by any other tone other than the fourth tone, E is pronounced as the fourth tone itself. For example, 一斤 one 斤 or 一杯 for one cup. Little note here, this tone change actually only occurs during spoken Chinese. In pinyin, for all situations, E will always be marked with the first tone. So don't be confused the next time you don't see this tone change reflected in the pinyin that you're reading. Bye bye!